Welcome to Talk, ladies and gentlemen. Today is February the 24th, 2026. We're going to be talking about Monday Night Raw to talk about. Because, ladies and gentlemen, this whole show was about AJ Styles. They had a tribute to AJ Styles because of his retirement, and they were in Atlanta, Georgia. That's why they're doing the tribute. Ladies and gentlemen, at the end, AJ Styles said his piece and his retirement speech and all that stuff. A lot of things happened there. But ladies and gentlemen, a lot of people showed up. AJ Styles' history that he had with the New Japan Pro Wrestling and TNA, his rivalries and all that stuff. But before we get there, ladies and gentlemen, WWE 2K26 revealed the full roster of their game. The full roster is out from yesterday. But ladies and gentlemen, there's two people I'm surprised that's in this game, and now we can still play as them when the game comes out. Tommaso Ciampa is still in the game, and Ridge Holland. What? Wow, ladies and gentlemen, that's pretty cool that those guys are still there. I was gonna be upset that we don't have DIY. I understand with Tommaso Ciampa because he left somewhere like in December, and I believe they were making 2K26 in December. They didn't announce the game in December. They announced it for the world in January, but I believe people are doing their scans and all that stuff. So I understand Tommaso Ciampa, but Ridge Holland left way before than Tommaso Ciampa left WWE. So that was pretty cool to see. But ladies and gentlemen, we have Liv Morgan chose somebody to face at WrestleMania. Would it be Jade Cargill or Stephanie McCurry? So she comes out, and Dominic introduced the women's champions, and Liv has something to say to Stephanie McCurry, saying that she's right, that she had 10 years, but Stephanie McCurry fought more to get to the WWE more than Liv Morgan did. And then she says she has something to say about Jade Cargill, but she didn't have to say anything because she just attacked Stephanie McCurry with this microphone, knocking her out, and that means she chose Stephanie McCurry to face at WrestleMania for the Women's World Championship. So whoever wins the Elimination Chamber match, they will be facing Jade Cargill for the WWE Women's Championship at WrestleMania. Let's see what else. Ladies and gentlemen, Brock Lesnar made an open challenge. Well, technically, Paul Heyman made the open challenge for WrestleMania. Who will join? Who will face Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania? Brock Lesnar has multiple dates to be here on Monday Night Raw. So one of these days, somebody is going to accept this match. And not tonight. We just heard from the open challenge. What else we have? Well, ladies and gentlemen, the surprises for this tribute show for AJ Styles. The people that showed up was shocking because none of these guys work for WWE except for one guy, but he's a producer. But ladies and gentlemen, the OC, Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows showed up on Monday Night Raw for AJ Styles tribute. So that's pretty cool. Ladies and gentlemen, TNA's Frankie Kazarian and the Monster Abyss, not Chris Parks, and he was in the boiler room, and he was dressed up as Abyss. That was awesome, and ladies and gentlemen, remember, Abyss is in the game. So that's interesting that we get to see Abyss on a WWE live show, and he's doing what he's doing. That's pretty cool, ladies and gentlemen. We had a whole bunch of other TNA guys, New Japan Pro Wrestling, the Bullet Club. We got Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa showing up. Omos showed up because he won the tag titles with AJ Styles. Jeremy Borash, Petey Williams. Remember when Petey Williams and AJ Styles had their match for the X Division Championship back then? All that great stuff. We had a whole bunch of people. Who remembers Ruby Charles? I think wasn't he a referee from TNA, Ruby Charles? Because I remember I saw some. They had a picture after the show went off the air. They had a TNA reunion, and Ruby Charles was in there. I'm like, who's that again? I think that's a referee. I think so. But we will tell you guys more about this tribute when we get there. So let's talk about the qualified matches for the WWE's Elimination Chamber. To start off the show, who did start the show? Oh yeah, it was Gunther starting the show off to talk because Michael Cole and Corey Graves is talking about AJ Styles, but Gunther doesn't want to hear it. He came out and he interfered that conversation. So Gunther just mocked about everything that he destroyed John Cena's career, Goldberg's, and now AJ Styles, and all that stuff. But Adam Pearce is not want to hear it. He says, that's enough. This is not about you tonight. This is about AJ Styles. So he gained the security to get rid of Gunther. Get the negative out of here. And ladies and gentlemen, when Gunther walking away, trying to leave, Dragon Lee attacks Gunther on the stage. And then when the producers and the referees finally broke them up, Dragon Lee attacked Gunther once more in backstage. And then Cody Rhodes comes out and talks about AJ Styles and all that stuff. And he has an Elimination Chamber match. He's talking about that as well. And then the Vision comes out and starts talking and won't shut up. Oh, man. Everybody's just talking. Paul Heyman couldn't talk because Logan Paul wants to talk. Austin Theory wants to talk. Bronson Reed. Oh, man. And then they all came to the ring. And then the Usos comes out. Because Jey Uso, Bronson Reed, and the original El Grande Americano has a qualified match. Well, ladies and gentlemen, the sad part is that Bronson Reed, during this match, he got injured. He has a torn bicep. I believe he tried to break a pin up, and then he hurt his bicep. So that sucks, and it was confirmed that he is injured, and he will be gone for a couple months. What's going on with the Vision getting injured, man? Like, now there's only 2 Vision members that's still active right now. Logan Paul and Austin Theory. Well, it was a pretty decent match. I got the yawns. It was a pretty decent match, but ladies and gentlemen, it was just only Jey Uso and the original El Grande. But the winner of that match and heading to the Elimination Chamber was Jey Uso. And we heard that the rumors was supposed to be Bronson Reed winning this match. Oh my God. What the heck was that? Jey Uso won the match. But something was in my throat, but I didn't eat anything yet. Jey Uso was the last man to be qualified for the Elimination Chamber match. We had Natty versus Maxine Dupree. This match didn't last long because out of nowhere, Natty smacks Maxine's head into the ring post and knocks out Maxine. But Natty didn't want to stop. She was attacking the back of the head of Maxine, and she was, moving. She was, dangling around. And Natty was still attacking her. But ladies and gentlemen, the referee stopped it, and the winner of that match was Natty by referee stoppage. Whew. Why do I have to yawn so much? We have Javon Evans versus Kofi Kingston. Javon Evans has a rapper in his corner. I forgot what they... Offset? Something like that? I forgot what his name was. Versus Kofi Kingston because they like to complain. And they complain that Javon Evans... Everybody cares about Javon Evans. The rapper cares about Javon Evans. And nobody cares about the New Day. The rapper says because New Day sucks. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it was a pretty decent match. I enjoyed it, but the winner of that match was Javon Evans getting the win. The New Day tried to get help him. Grayson Waller tried to help Kofi Kingston. So as Xavier Woods. But the rapper came out and smacks Xavier Woods in the face. Or I think it was Grayson Waller. Well, he threw him over the announce table. But a lot of interference happened in this match. But Javon Evans gets the win. And then our main event will be a triple threat match for the Women's Elimination Chamber. And Asuka and Kairi Sane has a plan to make sure Io Sky don't be in this Elimination Chamber. That's why she's here. That's why Kairi Sane is in the match. Well, it was a pretty decent match, and we thought Io might win it. But Kairi Sane throws her off the turnbuckle. And she was about to do her insane elbow, but it got reversed. And the person that's going to the Elimination Chamber was Raquel Rodriguez. She's going into the Elimination Chamber, but Asuka's still happy that Io Sky is not part of the Chamber match. Well, ladies and gentlemen, now we got the tribute match. The tribute show for AJ Styles. We got a video package of AJ Styles and his career in the WWE. They show a little bit of TNA, WCW, New Japan Pro Wrestling, and all that stuff. And then, ladies and gentlemen, AJ Styles comes on. I was hoping that it was the real AJ Styles, not just being Gunther being stupid. No, it was the real AJ Styles. He comes out and he said his speech and his thank yous. He wants to thank the WWE. He wants to thank his wife, his kids. But he says, I've done everything in the wrestling business except for one. Be a full-time father. And now he could do that. Well, ladies and gentlemen, everybody was happy for him. And he did explain why he did not leave his gloves at the Royal Rumble at Saudi Arabia. Because he wants to leave his gloves at home in Atlanta, Georgia, when he does his retirement. And that's what he did. He took off his jacket. He took off his gloves. And then, ladies and gentlemen, there's everybody on the stage clapping for AJ Styles, saying thank you to AJ Styles. And then the lights go out. We hear a gong. The Undertaker comes out. And he told AJ Styles, we have unfinished business to do. And he had a phrase he wants to say. But ladies and gentlemen, Undertaker is happy to announce that AJ Styles is going to be the first inductee into the 2026 class of 2026 Hall of Fame. So AJ Styles is in the Hall of Fame. This is not the last time we see AJ Styles, because we will see AJ Styles at his last WrestleMania when he gets his mostly every time they do this Hall of Fame stuff, they introduce them at WrestleMania. So that's pretty cool for AJ Styles to be part of the Hall of Fame of WWE. I thought John Cena might be the first one because he got retired before AJ. But ladies and gentlemen, that was amazing. It was a sad moment because now we lose the phenomenal one. Is there any more people that we're going to lose in the day 2026? Any more retirements? I hope we're done with the retirements. We did enough of that. I gotta sneeze. Oh, Jesus. I'm a mess today. But ladies and gentlemen, if you guys enjoyed this video, hit the like button, leave a comment below, hit the subscribe button, hit that notification bell, and I'm going to see you guys tomorrow for NXT results. But do we have more people? Oh my God. Do we have more people in 2K26? Because I believe there's more content from YouTubers today when we see more people. They even have more My Rise people in this game as well. They have more of these guys. Some of these guys, I don't even know who they are. I don't remember facing any of them. But they got some new guys as well, so I'm happy for it. The only thing I'm not happy that they have is a Persona card for Jacob Patu. It's an elite action figure of Jacob Patu. I don't care about the action figures. I never use them. I never done that. I don't put them in my universe mode. So yeah, it's a little confusing. I don't like it. It's a stupid thing. I like the other attires, but putting them as action figures in the game, not the greatest. It's not fun. I don't like it. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, I saw a lot of I saw up, down, down. They did an Inferno match with Chelsea Green versus Joe Hendry. So yeah, and Joe Hendry was there, and Mark Henry was placed as Chelsea Green because he wanted to play. So Mark Henry wants to play, and they did the Inferno. So I think it's the same way like the old games. You had to make the fire go higher to make the person get thrown out. I think so. I think that's how it works. But I'm not a big fan of when you get stunned. I don't know if this is because of the Inferno or this is a new feature, but when you get stunned, your TV gets blurry for a little bit and it goes back to normal. I don't like that kind of thing. I'm hoping that you could turn that off. Just like super finishers, your screen just like zooms out. And then it turns red when you hit your super finisher, but you could turn that off. I'm hoping that you could turn that off as well. If that's a real thing that happens on every match, every time you get stunned. I'm hoping the sliders make it easier this time. Because every time I want to make this the stun meter go slow, I have to make the slider go to 100 to make it go slow. Normally, that's how you make things challenging. Make it go higher. Not make things go slow. I guess that's the challenging part, right? I guess. Because you have to stay down for a long time? I have no idea. But if you guys enjoyed this video, tell us out. You know what to do. Like, comment, subscribe, notification. And I will see you guys Wednesday for NXT results. Bye.